Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of this newsletter is going to be, what more can I do? Got an email here from a viewer. He says, hey Corey, one of my best friends is a girl that I have known for over 8 years. Her and I have always strictly been friends, very close and good friends. She started dating this guy, and they are 3 months into the relationship. I met him once at my birthday party, and he seemed like an okay guy. But just the other day, my friend calls me to tell me that he is making her pick between me or him. I was surprised as hell to hear this. This dude is 31 and she's 22. You would think that he's older and wouldn't put her in a messed up situation like that. She was torn and I told her this guy isn't right for her. Well, I wouldn't have said that. You shouldn't be saying shit like that. You don't even know the dude, so you can't be making those assumptions. The only reason that you're saying that is because he wants you out of her life, and so you're basically trying to say, oh, get him out of your life. You know me for 8 years. And when it comes to emotional love, she's going to choose the dude that she loves over a friendship, always. He says, after he tells her this guy isn't right for her, is that if he really cared about her happiness, he wouldn't make her choose between two people she cares about. She even told him her and I are just friends. He says, in the end, she told me that I can't call her anymore or text her and that we can only talk at work. I was going to tell her that I can't do that because I'm so used to having her in my life and I just can't have half-ass be in it. I'm starting to wonder if you've had a secret crush on this girl for 8 years, and if that's the case, the other dude picked up on that, and that's why he doesn't like you hanging around his chick. He says, she told me that this was a decision she had made and that it was final. He says, I told her to do whatever makes her happy, and this guy is not okay, and he could systematically start isolating her from everyone. He says, I don't know what else to do or say. He says, what more can I do? And I would say there's not a damn thing you can do. It's really none of your business. If this girl has decided that she doesn't want you in her life because it's affecting her romantic relationship with her boyfriend, then you got to say, hey, well, if it doesn't work out, give me a call and we'll hang out and we'll pick up our friendship. We can be nice and friendly to each other at work, and it's like you can't call her and text her anymore. That tells me that you're constantly calling this girl, and so that makes me wonder if you've had the hots for this girl for the past 8 years and you've never acted upon it. That's the only thing that I see here. But at the end of the day, if she doesn't want to be friends with you, dude, there's nothing you can do. You just got to let the girl go and say, hey, well, I'm sorry that you want to end our friendship, but that's the way it is. Sometimes that's the way it is in life. And I've had friends of mine over the years that as I grew and I became more evolved emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and just all the things that I've gotten into, some people, they're not willing to wake up. And just some of my friends that I've had along the way, some are women. They don't like what I do for a living. They get pissed off at her. They get irritated at it. And they didn't want to be in my life anymore. And I was like, hey, well, if that's the way you feel and you don't support me, then I guess obviously we weren't really good friends to begin with, because your real friends will care about you and they'll support you in your purpose and whatever you do. And just sometimes that's the way it is. I had an old high school buddy I used to hang out a lot with in high school, and in our early 20s. It was like after he graduated high school, he stopped returning my calls and he didn't want to hang out. And I was like, well, that was kind of weird. And I remember I was hanging out with a buddy of ours. I think it was at our high school reunion. It was a mutual friend, and we all used to hang out together. And I was just like, what's up? And I'm not going to repeat his name. He's like, what's up with so-and-so? He's like, it's like as soon as we graduated, it's like he became cold and distant, didn't want to hang out anymore. I was like, what the fuck? We were always like best buddies. And what he said in our mutual friend, he says, Corey, like, you always were so successful, and look at what he majored in. He went up to the University of Florida, joined a fraternity, and he totally fucked up his grades. And so what happened? He ends up majoring with a degree in sociology. And at the time, and this was like, I don't think I was 28 at the time, it was our 10-year reunion, this particular friend of ours, he was like sweeping floors at a concert venue, and that's basically, he in essence became like a janitor type person. And so my buddy was just basically saying he just felt inferior to you because you were always so goal oriented and so driven and so focused. You always knew what you wanted, and you were always going after it, and you achieved it and you accomplished it. And he wasn't that guy. And I was just like, and that was the explanation that he gave me. Whether it was what really happened or not, it doesn't matter. It's like, sometimes as you grow and you become older, there's going to be people in your life that were very important to you when you were younger. As you grow older, you grow apart. And sometimes they feel the same way about you. Sometimes people say, well, I can't be your friend because I don't like the way you think, or I don't like the way you eat, or I don't like the way you act, I don't like the way you talk, and you should be more this way. You should be. It's like, fuck that. It's like, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. If you're really a real friend, they're not going to let anything or anyone come in between you. And if they're not really a close, good friend, they're going to let it end. And if they're willing to let it end, it's like, hey, you got to look at it. It's their fucking loss, dude. And you really feel that way. Because when you look at the course of your life, there's going to be people that you just simply no longer want in your life. And it's going to happen, too. That there's going to be people who are just going to say, you know what? I think you're a fucking jackass, and I don't want you in my life. And that's the way it is. You can't take it personally either. That's just the way it is, dude. You got to let it go and move on. And like I said, my impression from what I read here is that you've secretly been in love with this girl for the past 8 years, but never had the guts to make a move on her. That's just what it looks like here. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I said, that's what I pick up from your email. So if you have a question you want to ask me, go to my website, click the Contact Me tab, which will be on the left-hand side of your screen, and send me 1 to 2 paragraphs max, and just give me several days to get back to you with a response. If you want to talk to me right away, the quickest way to get my help is to book a paid phone coaching session, and you can do that by going to my website, click the Products tab, which will be at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions. If you want to get a digital version of my Kindle ebook, on my website, underneath the email sign-up box, is a box that has a link that'll take you right to the Amazon Kindle download page. Once you get there, if you don't have a Kindle device, just download one of their free e-reader apps for whatever electronic device that you want to read it on. And if you appreciate the value of the information I offer in these video newsletters, the articles on my website, and my ebook, you can show your appreciation right now by going to my website, and on the Wibbly toolbar at the bottom of your screen, click the PayPal donate button and donate any amount that you feel is equal to the value of the information. And I will talk to you soon.